Read Turing's. I really hope no one's paying any attention to me. I'm really going off of that theory. I just got tired of not talking about it publicly, and it makes me feel like it's public. But anyway, since I can't stop talking about it, I think it's fine. Um, it made me think about something else though, and if it's not fine, you know what? I'll find a fix. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I was supposed to read Turing's computable numbers before saying anything public about it, like extremely public about it, like actually put non-poetic thoughts out there. But I didn't do it. I didn't finish reading Turing's countable numbers. Countable numbers, which are recursively enumerable, but not. No, not recursively enumerable, but infinite. I don't remember anymore. It's too late, but you're supposed to read that. And then that would really help me learn what I should say about. It was supposed to, because he goes over universal Turing machines, and I think my machine is kind of like a universal Turing machine, but not. Like I need something from universal Turing machines that I don't have, but I haven't gotten into the universal Turing machine part of on countable numbers. Computable, not countable. Computable. God damn. I'm so bad at words. But I was thinking about something that if you had like a god machine, then in everything, it's dovetailed all the Turing machines with all possible inputs, and it's gonna tell you whether or not it's halting on it. Um, that's just a recipe for a self-referential contradiction, and I haven't brought up self-referential contradictions, but they're super dope, and I love them. I definitely have brought them up before, but I didn't get. I limited myself to 15 minutes, so I didn't get to talk about how referential contradictions play a role in this. But self-referential paradoxes are so cool. And I think that if you're going to prove that P space is not equal to P or IP is not equal to P, then you're going to do it with a self referential contradiction. And I just don't have the time to do that. So if someone else could also do that and write my paper for me, and you can get famous for it, I don't care. I need like a translator. I need like a ghost writer. Not a ghostwriter, like the opposite of a ghostwriter. Like I'll be your ghostwriter, but you write it in like academic. I need one of those. I need a roomie to my I need a roomie to my what's his fucking name? Roomie and roomie and nope. I thought it started with a V. It doesn't. God damn. Shams. Roomie and Shams. I need a roomie to my Shams. Someone be the roomie to my Shams. I don't wanna do it. I've given up on humanity. Not me, not me. I'm done. I don't wanna do it. Take me away, Lord. Either I need a roomie to my Shams or I need the promise. I started to watch the Emily Dickinson thing on Apple, and I've only watched 2 episodes, and I'm only ever gonna watch 2 episodes. But I watched the Emily Dickinson thing on Apple, I said that already. Emily Dickinson is a trans man, and I refuse to believe anything different. Emily Dickinson is a trans man, and two, her relationship with death that is being explored in the first 2 episodes is how I feel with death. It really pissed me off that they're already on 3 seasons, because why won't they just let the chick die? Like, I know that no one's ever gonna be able to understand what I'm saying, but in the future they will. I know they will. I know when in the future the trannies are like, listen, one, we're gonna call ourselves trannies because you're sissies, so sit the fuck down. And two, you can't define us for us. We will define us for us. And three, because of that, you can't give babies gender markers because that's fucked. And one day they'll say those things and it'll like make news and everyone will be like, oh, we've been doing all this fucked up shit. We've been driving trans people crazy and gaslighting them out of their reality. And then one day, someone will come across my video that explains in perfect detail why everything is determined, but also we have the illusion of non-determinism due to our experience of time. Because just a thought experiment, let's just carry out a thought experiment here. If nothing ever changed and it was a static universe, you were stuck in one time always, from our perspective we would call everything determined, because at least how we define determinism now. So determinism seems to be the change over time. Like, that's what it is. And that's what I mean when I say that I think that non-deterministic entities are just sets of deterministic entities over time. And time, the illusion of us experiencing time passing, is our experience with non-determinism. I started to read Henry Burgesson or Henry, something like that. It's like On a Creative Mind. And by starting to read, I mean I read the 3rd chapter. And he said something that was really cool. And I got the book from a used bookstore because it says 1 + 1 = 3, and that's how my mind thinks. I don't think like you guys. I'm a creative. So that's why I got it. And it says something pretty cool because he's obviously a strict determinist, like all cool people are. And he was trying to explain, why does time exist if it's just, his conception of the universe was like an expanding balloon. It's all one thing and it's expanding into the unknown, but it's going to expand at a certain trajectory based on how it was made, etc., and what you're pumping into it. And he was like, we live on, and this is probably why it was called A Creative Mind. I didn't read the first 2 parts because they were called Introduction 1 and Introduction 2, and I was like, well, I don't really need an introduction to creativity. I think I'm already there, so I skipped to 3. And the 3rd one was pretty cool, but he said we live on the border between possibility and reality. And that's like non-determinism, because we feel like we have choice and the ability to choose, and we are the change makers. So the borderline of possibility and reality. And he was like, yeah, we're still probably determined, but you're the thing that's got to make it go. You're the thing that's bringing the possibility into reality. And that's cool as fuck, because you have to choose to do it within yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. I watched Maya, that show on Netflix. I know it's a children's show, but I mostly just watch children's shows. Maya, the whatever, I forget what it is. But she's a little eagle. Fighter. I binge watched it in a night. But anyway, there was that thing that was like, if it's to be, it's up to me. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, everything's determined, but don't fret about that because you're the one that's determining it. So if it is to be, it's up to you and me. And that's the reason why I'm talking about this insane shit that everyone's probably like, Kurt just wants people to think he's smart. No, I want rumi to my shams. I don't care about people thinking I'm smart. That's a lie because I think everyone's smart in their own way and should be given room to speak. So I don't. I also think that everyone speaks a different dialect, and if you don't understand someone, the like defense mechanism is to put the stupidity on them. So that's the thing. Like, I don't think cis people understand trans people, and why we make them uncomfortable is because they simply do not understand us. And we're trying to say, like, you don't understand our experience. I'm trying to tell you. But because it's something that they don't know, people don't like to not know things. It, like, takes away from their ego. So for you to be like, I experience the world in ways that you cannot understand is detrimental to the other person's ego, so they won't even listen to me when I'm trying to say, like, no, how you experience the world, I get that exists, but you don't get that I exist. And so instead of expanding their universe, they just deny, 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 deny. And you're stupid, you're crazy. That's what you get called. I don't think that anyone's stupid. Like I said, I think Stephen Cook's a genius. I just think there's a different way to look at things. And when you do, it's pretty crazy. And when I said in the real world, it wouldn't be infinite in last video, I mean, it's always going to be infinite. But it's like countably infinite. And that's why I'm trying to say, like, that's why it's P, because, I mean, it kind of goes with us. You know, we're stepping through infinity. And that's why we can experience non-determinism. If it is to be, it's up to me. That's all I gotta say, I think, now. Now I gotta make dinner, so good night for real. I should also probably shower, but I'm trans, so that's difficult. Because I have titties. I shouldn't have titties, because I shouldn't have gotten my puberty blockers. But then I probably wouldn't be 6'5" and the tallest trans man on earth. So maybe it's a good thing. I added an inch to my height. I'm really 6'4", but from now on I'm 6'5". If Trump is like 6'3" or however tall the Google search he says, I can be 6'5". I've never added an inch, but I don't like to lie. Like, if I'm telling you something that isn't true, I'm fooling myself. I fool myself constantly, but I try not to. And if I do fool myself, then I'll always post a retraction. That's how people should work. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not really 6'5", but I'm gonna say that I'm 6'5" because I think that everyone deserves to add an inch, and I've never added an inch because I was taught that height was not a good thing for a vagina person to have, and that it would be better if I were shorter. So I slouched. And I also slouched because it helps you hide your titties more. So sometimes I guess the slouch thing is more of a trans thing, and it makes trans people shorter. But I hated my height too, so fuck with it. Anyway, I'm tall, and I run like a baby deer. More like a baby giraffe. With like my head out. It's pretty fun. Good night.